Tobias, the former Mrs. Darling has surprised me yet again. I took her to a nice Italian restaurant, thinking she would be grateful. And, while Hannah seems happy, she is studying the pizza menu. I chuckle in my seat, and Hannah snaps her head, looking at me like a deer caught in headlights. What? Have I done something wrong? She looks around as if she is nervous. I've done something wrong, haven't I? This is an incredibly fancy place, and I don't fit in. Oh, Hannah thinks she doesn't fit in. My heart grows soft, and I offer her a smile. Hannah is precious. When I'm with her, I'm afraid the wind, the earth, life will take her away from me. And I don't want that. I want to keep her safe from it all. You've done nothing wrong, I tell her, hoping to remove that worried look from her face. Is any dish catching your eye? The pizzas, especially the one named Milano. I bite back a smile and flip to the pizzas myself. Since Hannah is honest about what she wants, I should follow in her footsteps. This will be fun. She is a refreshing breath of air. Anyone else would order the expensive food, especially since I'm paying, but not this woman. I might take the Milano myself. I eye the minced meat pizza and my mouth waters. Yeah, I think I will take the same as you. That's not how it works. My lips curve into a confused smile. Excuse me, you heard me. Hannah's eyes are vast, and she looks wild and crazy when she meets my gaze. Her sunglasses are perched on her head, and her face is shiny with sunscreen. You have to order a different pizza from me so we can trade slices with each other. Hasn't anyone ever taught you that? It's common sense. My amusement grows. Is it? Yes. And you're old, you should know this. Old. I snort. Thank you for that. Fuck. Hannah is panicking now. It's hilarious to watch her face go from crazy to pale and then bright red when she sees me smiling. That's not what shit. I didn't mean it like that. Wait, why are you laughing? Seriously, how can she not know? It's impossible not to smile when she is such a weirdo. Because you're so silly. Hannah's face is back to being red, and she squirms in her chair. I'm not silly. You are, I say, gazing at her from the opposite side of our small circular table. My smile is wide and only growing louder. But I like it. If I thought she couldn't get any redder, I was wrong. It looks like she has run a marathon by now, and I watch her exhale slowly and flare her nostrils before picking up the menu. Perhaps I order the salami pizza, she mumbles. Changing the subject, is she? All right then. Ads by Pub Future. Sure. Then I can take the Milano, and we trade slices. I beam at her when she looks, you wanted. To my surprise, Hannah beams back. That would be great. Such enthusiasm and such a bright smile over something so small. How is it possible for Hannah to be so lovely? I watch her, with a fond feeling in my heart, and when she starts talking about the dessert, the warmth in my chest only grows. Even though Hannah only talks about food, this is another moment when my heart thread with hers. Every time she smiles, it's as if someone is reaching down with a sewing needle and putting another stitch on our souls. I'm falling for her. Truth. I want Hannah to become my real wife. But I need to figure out how to go around it. I don't want to freak her out with what I want. And I also want children, and I wonder if she is ready for that. She is in college, and I don't want to wait, but do I have a choice? I don't think I will ever fall this hard for another woman. Hannah laughs and smiles so much that the cold, workaholic Tobias Ford is changing to someone less heartless. I'm adjusting to accommodate her needs, but I realize it's also for my own sake because I'm happier. Hannah makes me happy. I want her, but shit. What if she doesn't want me? Fuck. I haven't thought that far yet. How can I be so fucking self-centered? That I didn't think of that yet. What if Hannah hates me? What if she doesn't like older men and just acts friendly because I'm a billionaire with a fat wallet? I'm so lost in my train of thought that I order my food on autopilot. When the pizzas come out, Hannah chews on her bottom lip. Her eyes are studying my face, and I breathe a laugh. What is it? I ask. It's just, you looked so angry. I'm not angry. I'm not, but my head is spinning with thoughts of the future, making it hard to pay attention. I see. Hannah stares down at her pizza, and I notice her hand clutches her fork so hard her fingers are turning white. Tobias, can I tell you something without you getting mad? Immediately my walls rise. Nothing good comes from a woman saying those words to you. Nothing. Sarah was the last person to speak those words, the rest is history. Still, this is Hannah, so I decide to hear her out. Of course, you can. I try my hardest to sound kind. Hannah is not Sarah. She will not hurt me. I must repeat that over and over. Is something bothering you? Yes, something is actually bothering me. Hannah places down her cutlery. There is tomato sauce around her mouth, but I say nothing about it and remain silent in my seat. Her beautiful eyes are filled with despair for some reason. I'm not sure how to say this. The little pained breath of a laugh at the end makes me realize that whatever is on Hannah's mind is hard for her to be open about. So even if she will hurt me, it isn't easy for her. That tells me exactly what I need to know. She is unlike any other woman I've ever met. Hannah is precious. Just say it. My tone is calm. It's easier that way, and I promise I won't get mad at you, whatever it is. You have my word. Her tongue darts out, wetting her dry lips. I'm scared. Hannah is refusing to look at me, so I hunt her doe eyes down, forcing her to see me. Don't be scared. I reach out my hand, and my fingers briefly touch hers. Hannah jerks in fright, but I grip her hand, willing her to calm down. Her eyes liquefy, but she doesn't withdraw from my hand. Still, there is some shaking that bothers me. It's almost as if she is afraid of me. But that is silly. Why would she fear me? I'm in love with you, Tobias. I swear my breathing ceases. I know that I should be talking, but I can't. I'm shocked and slowly place my hand over Hannah's chest. I can feel her heart pounding for me. My eyes meet hers. Hannah is awfully quiet, probably waiting for me to stop acting like a lunatic and say something. She confessed to being in love with me. The problem is just that I don't know what to say. Part of me is convinced I'm hallucinating at this moment. I continue to stare, and Hannah's bottom lip trembles. She looks close to tears again, and some of my sanity returns. Do you mean those words? I ask in a barely audible voice. It isn't fair to ask her this, but I'm just not convinced that such a nice girl is in love with someone who could be the Grinch. Of course I do, Hannah speaks softly. Her eyes are shining, and the smile curling her lips is insecure. Does your silence mean that you do not feel the same? She laughs, but the sound is pained. I mean, of course, you don't feel the same. You want Sarah. She thinks I want Sarah back. The truth is that part of me will always belong to Sarah, and I'm unsure whether or not I want Sarah or Hannah. I'm falling for Hannah, but I've already fallen for Sarah. But Hannah's vulnerability and how she can turn any occasion into something exciting. How she always seems close to laughter and isn't afraid of being herself. It's all hitting me on a deeper level. I can see myself falling so deeply in love with her that I won't ever recover from. Away for women like Hannah. They are rare, and I would be a fool to throw a chance with her. A woman like Sarah, who uses mind games to get what she wants. Hannah is not like that. Hannah is. The memory of her smile plays in my mind, and I smile. I think I'm in love with you too. When Hannah looks at me with her big, shocked eyes, I breathe a laugh. Not because she looks silly, but because I'm filled with so much yearning that it's insane. I've never wanted a woman as much as I want Hannah. I should give her a clue about that. This is the moment of truth, and I wet my lips. In fact, I'm probably deeper in love with you than I'm willing to admit because you are pretty much the only thing on my mind. I smile wider. I can't stop thinking about you, Mrs. Ford. You are on my brain all the time. So, I ask you, what have you done to me? Tobias. After I've revealed how I feel about Hannah, she acts odd. She won't stop staring and gaping at me like a goldfish stuck in a bowl. Her mouth opens, then closes, and I tilt my head, laughing. Did I freak you out? I'm not sure why my feelings for her would freak her out, but she is definitely acting weird. Then again, this is Hannah, and she is a bit of a nutcase. Though, if only makes me like her more. Freak me out? No. Oh, of course not. She picks up her water glass and clunks down the liquid, as though she is dying from thirst. Some water runs down her chin, and I grin at her. You're cute when you're nervous. Instead of pretending she isn't nervous, her lips form a shy smile as if accepting that I'm right. Thank you. I smile back, and soon the waiters come with our food. Hannah looks extremely happy with the pizza she ordered. Her smile is stunning, and her summer clothes hug her in all the right places. She is stunning. I especially love how her glossy blonde hair is swept to the side to bring more attention to her pink cheeks. She blushes easily, and I like that it gives her a warm and easy to approach appearance. This pizza is so good. Hannah is eating the pizza with her fork and knife even though I can easily tell she wishes to use her hands like I've seen her do at home. Careful, Hannah. I'm easily aroused by your little moans. I watch her face turn bright red and decide to change the subject. Before she passes out, I saw that you left a book about baking in the kitchen. Any chance I get to taste another one of your treats soon? Her eyes widen, and I snort in amusement. She looks like I've said something sinful, which is hilarious. To think I never paid attention to these things before I knew she liked me. I smile in my seat and scratch my jaw. Hannah, you realize I'm talking about baking, right? She is silent. I can only watch her chest rise and fall with her breathing, and I arch an eyebrow. Hannah, yes. Why are you acting so weird? Have I done something? She gives me a hesitant smile. I'm afraid of messing this up. You said you like me, and now my head is spinning. What is there to be nervous about? Well, everything. Hannah blinks. The future, and about what we want and how to make this work. I smile. How about we just date each other and try not to overthink during our first official date? Fuck, you're right. I'm sorry, this should be us having fun, and I'm ruining it all. You're not ruining anything, I smirk in my seat. Though, if you want to have fun with me, I have an idea. An idea? Yes, I smile darkly. Do you like, sometimes, games, Hannah? Then, do you want to play one with me right now? What kind of game? I breathe a laugh. I won't tell you before you accept. Ads by Pub Future. She studies my face, seeming to hesitate before a look of determination passes over her face. Alright, I accept. Great. I don't smile and keep my tone low, so nobody inside the restaurant can hear us. Your first challenge is to roll up the sleeves on your white blouse. She blinks once, twice, and then easily rolls them up. Done. I almost smile at the look on her face. Almost. Hannah obviously thinks my challenge was too easy, but this is only the beginning. Good job. I watch a waiter walk past our table, and then I turn my attention back to Hannah. Now open up the first buttons of it. Again. She completes the challenge with ease and almost looks irritated by the end of it. There you go. I find her annoyance amusing. Hannah still doesn't get this game will turn worse, and I get up from my seat. Her eyes almost bug out of their sockets as I stride forward. Relax, I say when I'm behind her chair. You don't want to attract an audience, do you? Hannah shudders when I reach down to take the pink hair tie from her arm and use it to set up her blonde hair. I gently brush my fingers through it, smiling when she shivers a second time. My lips part in a husky whisper. I want you to discreetly touch yourself while we are here. She is silent for a while. Right now. You heard me the first time. I bend down to kiss her neck. Hannah turns tense, but I can tell she enjoys my nibbling, and I whisper into her ear. Or do you give up on the challenge? At this, she turns tense and whispers. Never. I smile against her skin. Good. Then touch yourself. If you do, I will eat you out in the car. So work your cunt really wet, Hannah. And show me your finger. If you're wet enough, you will get your reward. One hear a sharp intake of air. It's not fair how sexy your voice sounds. I'm already getting wet. Prove it to me. What? Prove it to me. She hesitates for a few seconds, and I think I will have to repeat myself for a moment, but I'm wrong. She slowly lowers her hand. While nobody is looking and moves a little in her seat. What is she up to, I wonder? I continue to stand behind her chair, and my eyebrows nearly shoot into my hairline when her fist finds my hand. She wishes to give me something. I think I know what it is, yet I'm still shocked when I feel her soaked panties in my hand. I should just carry her out of here right now. I quickly put the panties into my pocket, close to groaning because my cock is achingly stiff. I'm going to kiss you. She turns bright red, even on her ears. People are going to look at us even harder. I don't care. I tilt my head, meeting her eyes. And don't you dare take this away from me. First, I order pizza. Her voice trails off when my lips touch hers. It's not a soft and exploring kiss. It's hard and fierce, and I have to fight every instinct. Telling me to remove her clothes to unveil her smooth skin and luscious curves. It wouldn't be the end of the world to have her shed her clothes here. I could easily pay the owners of this restaurant to have everyone else leave, but what would be the fun in that? I just have to convince Hannah that the best idea is to leave with me. My lips have already eaten one of her soft moans. I shove my tongue into her mouth, controlling her pace until her breathing changes. Seeing her weakened by something as simple as a kiss satisfies me. Slowly, I break away from her. See, I kissed you in public, and you're still very much alive, Mrs. Ford. Those ice blue eyes of hers meet mine. You, me. Her chest withdraws. Tobias, she swallows thickly. Can we leave the restaurant? My amusement grows. I'm rock hard, but I can control myself if it means teasing my favorite woman on earth. To do what? Exactly. To let you. Her eyes look uncertain. To let me fuck you. I ask in a low tone. Is that what you were going to say? She looks shocked but gives me a quick nod. Her lust is evident if I pay attention to how she squirms in her seat, and I move back to fixing her hair to make it seem like I'm standing behind her for a reason. Not that I care if people find us weird. They don't matter to me at all. I only care about my family and Hannah, dear, beloved, and sweet Hannah, who I'm slowly ruining with my ways. Are you going to tell me where you want me to pleasure you, Hannah? Or are you going to make me guess? A smile tugs on my lips. Hannah's breath hitches, and she looks to the side. I want it. I want it in the car. Touch your tits. She freezes. But we are. Do you want me to pleasure you or not? I ask. Tobias. Do it. She seems shocked by the authoritative tone of my voice and sits frozen in her seat. Hannah. I narrow my eyes. She sits still for a couple of seconds, but then her determination returns, and she looks out over the restaurant. No one has turned our way, and I watch her hands cup her breasts, squeezing them with her whole palm. Fearless, this one. I like this game a lot, especially the scarlet color that has become of her skin. Not to mention how her breathing is choppy and uneven. It's like she can't inhale enough oxygen. But I'm not done yet. I continue to torture her. And are you going to tell me what you want me to do to you, Hannah? How would you like to be fucked? I want you. I want you to hold me down like last time. Ah, so she enjoys being dominated and for me to seek my own pleasure rather than her own. To be used as a toy, this woman could ruin me if she wanted to. Does she even realize how aroused I am? Are you still wet? Very. Show me. One of her hands moves down into her pants, and I watch her bite her bottom lip before bringing up two shiny digits. They are wet, and I get a faint whiff of her scent. Fuck me. Are you done with your pizza? Yeah, I'm just. I grab her hand and help her up from her seat. Hannah looks at me with her widened eyes. So beautiful, so innocent. I can't get her back to the car fast enough. I'm lucky that the windows at the back are tinted because we won't make it home in time. This woman is just too much for me to handle. Around her, it's almost like I've reverted to being a teenager. I'm horny all the time, and Hannah is a willing victim. We make a dangerous combination. Hannah. Oh, right there. I moan and ride underneath Tobias in the back of his car, high on the feeling of having his cock fill me to the hilt. He kisses my naked breasts, and his chuckle rumbles through me in a delicious toe-curling way. You're like that. Yes, but I sink my teeth into my bottom lip and stretch like a cat. His cock is enormous, but I need him to be more forceful. I need you to fuck me harder, much harder. Beg me, please. Tobias smirks above me and lifts himself from my body only to hit his head on the ceiling. Oh my god, why is that so funny? I don't know what I expected from having sex with Tobias in his car, but this wasn't it. When he visually winces, I can't take it anymore and crack up. I can't stop laughing. Oh my god, I'm shaking. Tobias might still be inside of me, but the moment of sexy time is over. My laughter fills the car, and I look up at Tobias, who looks unhappy. Are you okay? Did you hurt yourself? I hit my head pretty damn hard. That kills my fun. You did. Shit. I shouldn't have laughed when you hit your head. I'm sorry. Are you really hurt? Tobias topples over me and presses the air out of my lungs. I suspect he isn't resting his entire weight on me. Yet I'm already being crushed by him. Tobias. I can't breathe. Fuck, you're heavy. He nestles his head between my breasts. Did you say something? You have to speak clearer. Oh, this bastard. Tobias. I exclaim. Get off me. Tobias chuckles and flops down beside me, pulling out of me. He is so tall that his legs are bent even though we folded the back seats, but he is cute even though he makes me think of a human cheese doodle. Do you want to lie on top of me instead? My lips form a hesitant smile. You're not mad we aren't having steamy, hot, passionate sex? No. He shrugs like it isn't a big deal. We can have sex later, but right now, I demand cuddies. I'm hurt and need kisses on my head injury. I snort. Were you always such a baby? I'm not a baby. I grin. Tobias is adorable when he glares at me. If I told your employees that their CEO needed a kiss on his forehead after he hit his head, how would they react? A dark smirk spreads over his lips as he lays on his folded, muscular forearm and gazes into my face. Oh, you wouldn't dare. Is that a challenge? I ask with a raised eyebrow. He chuckles, but the sound is ominous. I shudder, especially when he focuses those emerald eyes on mine. Careful, Hannah. I'm bigger than you, and I'm not afraid to use that against you. How would you use it against me? Like this. Tobias rolls over to grab my wrist and quickly locks them above my head. He hovers over me, smirking when I try to escape but find it impossible to move. Now, when you're stuck underneath me, perhaps I should tickle you. My eyes widen, and I whisper. No. Please, have mercy. Ads by Pub Future. I don't know if you deserve mercy. Tobias grins like the Cheshire Cat, and ice-cold fear slips down my spine. I will do anything. Anything. There is a gleam in his eye, and his fingers squeeze my wrist lightly 3 times. It's a little too late for that now, Hannah. I came to you in my moment of weakness, And you didn't soothe my pain. You didn't kiss my head. It was utter betrayal, so I will take out my revenge by tickling you. Even though I am clearly not winning this fight, I laugh. You sound like a Disney villain. There is a reason I'm called Scar. I snort. Nobody calls you Scar, you big idiot. He nods his head to the side. Which is a real shame since Scar is such an awesome name. I sometimes can't believe this guy. To think he is this goofy and the CEO of a multi-million-dollar company. You're silly. I'm not silly. I am, however, very, very playful. Tobias leans further down, brushing his lips against my nipple. I'm pinned underneath his chest, powerless to stop him when he sucks it into his warm mouth. A violent shiver races up my spine. Tobias is flicking my nipple with his tongue with a focused expression. His eyes are closed, eyelashes spread over his cheeks, and why I find that hot, I don't know. I try to relax while Tobias plays with my nipples, but an annoying, tingling feeling is growing between my legs. I'm painfully aroused, and the worst part is that his cock isn't close. My husband is much taller than me, and with his head down by my breast, my poor pussy is aligned with his belly button. Damn it means that I can't even rub up against him. Or I can, but that would be, fuck. I'm doing it anyway. Will he find it weird? Tobias smiles against my breasts and glances up, amused. Are you humping my stomach? Right now. My face heats to 1,000,000 degrees. I can't help it. I need you, okay. Don't question me. He chuckles and lifts himself onto his arms. Need me, huh? Do you deserve that after you laughed at me hurting myself? I sigh heavily in frustration. Tobias's teasing is going too far. Especially since even my folds are hurting now. I don't even know how. I just know that I'm achingly wet. Please, a please won't get you far. Tobias whispers in an infuriatingly teasing way, and I groan in frustration. I'm so horny. He chuckles. I know. 1. I try to close my leg to make the pain disappear, but Tobias keeps them open with his legs, and then he hovers over me. My view changes from nothing to his face and then his pecs. They are fat and gorgeous, and his cock is finally right where I need it. Moaning in delight, I rub my clit against his cock, and Tobias breathes a laugh above me. Someone is really desperate all of a sudden. I wonder what would happen if I let you go a week without me. Please don't. He pushes the head of his steely length against my opening. I'm so wet that he could just slip inside me. But he doesn't do that. He continues to tease me and tells me more things. To tease you further, I would hit the gym harder and walk around naked with a pump every morning. Mix some juice in the kitchen, and wander around naked. Cock and abs out. Cock and abs. But there are so many other great places on you. Like what? Tobias asks. 1. I look up at his hardened nipples. His glorious chest, hard packed with muscles, is so hot. Damn, simply looking at it makes me even wetter, if that is even possible. What about your pecs? I ask in an innocent voice. But my thoughts, not innocent at all, far from it. You're like my pecs too. I can hear the smile in his voice, but what frustrates me is that he knows damn straight that I love his pecs. Tobias is just fishing for compliments right now. So what do? I arch my neck and take one of his hardened nipples into my mouth. Tobias yelps in surprise but doesn't pull away. He sinks down with me, hissing lowly while sliding his cock inside me. All while being braced on his large forearms. So sexy. I flick my tongue, and he groans, thrusting that massive cock deeper inside me until I'm finally filled. Goddamn, he is enormous. I'm still throbbing between my legs, but it feels better when he arches his hips and pushes into me, only to drag his cock almost out of me. I love it. The pleasure is delicious. I briefly stop teasing his nipple to moan. Keep doing that. You're like that. Tobias asks in a strained voice. Oh ha, I like when you suck on my nipple. It's more sensitive than I thought. He likes it. Score. I smile before leaning in to suck his nipple harder. He tastes like salt and smells of sex. My fingers grip his sides, and Tobias thrust his cock in and out, in and out. I love the place he is hitting me in, and my clit is somehow stimulated by his pubic bone. It feels great and drives me wild. I stop sucking his nipple to lick his peck instead, not caring that I'm basically worshipping him. Tobias doesn't seem to mind. He shudders and groans above me. The sound is deep and guttural, and my legs tremble, my sex so swollen it aches. I want him to go faster, and when he does, my vision blurs. Yes, yes, yes. I meet his thrusts, eager to reach a quick orgasm. We keep going, and I climb, and I climb, and I climb. Then, once the pleasure starts, I moan. How could I not? The way Tobias moves, so confident and just a bit dirty, fuck me. How did I get so lucky? How is he so good at this? I can't wait any longer. My moans are becoming louder, and I close my eyes. I'm going to come, Lord. I sound so whiny, but it doesn't matter. I'm so damn close. I'm close too. Tobias can barely speak. So close. He definitely can't be lying only to make me happy. It sounds like Tobias is keeping everything together, and when I latch onto his nipple a second time, he moans so deeply that I come hot and hard on his cock. What an orgasm. A smile spreads over my lips, and when Tobias releases inside me, I feel incredibly accomplished. I meet his eyes, panting while trying to find the right words. How was that for a quickie? I ask. He smiles at me. You are amazing, you know that, right? I giggle, and Tobias collapses beside me. I've discovered he is a cuddler, and I am not surprised when I'm pulled to him. I feel wonderful, and it tickles when he nips at my neck. That tickles, I say, closing my eyes and shivering. His hand is on my stomach, and his torso is warming up my back. I don't care. Tobias murmurs and kisses underneath my ear. He then nips at my earlobe and whispers, "You're gorgeous and should be kissed everywhere." A bubble of joy lifts from my chest. "You're such a charmer," he chuckles. Maybe. Silence falls, but I get the sense he wishes to ask me something, so I patiently wait. And eventually, he talks. "You are on birth control, right?" "Yes," I smile. "Don't worry. I'm not worried." He kisses my neck again. "Just wondering." "Oh, I see. Interesting. Is Tobias scared of children, or does he want them?" Suddenly caring about birth control is rather curious. Hannah. 2 weeks later, my life with Tobias is only improving. We eat breakfast together in the mornings and have enjoyable conversations. During the day, he works while I study with my friends. And at night, we sleep. I guess that last part can't be helped. I would love to fill every night with dirty sex, but the problem is that Tobias works a lot. Some new project at work is keeping him busy. Though, I can't be too sad. This is the only complaint I have about our relationship. A smile spreads over my lips as I walk down the stairs from our bedroom. Not only can I smell the scent of pancakes, but it's Saturday today. It means Tobias won't be working. I hurry down the stairs, stopping only when my phone vibrates in my jeans pocket. People hardly ever call me, so this is surprising. I pick up my phone and stare at the display. It's my mom. I pick up the call. "Hello, Hannah. Is it true that you've gotten married?" "Oh shit, that's right. I never told my parents. I told myself I would, but I must have forgotten all about it." "Well, it doesn't matter, though. My parents are too busy to ever check on me. Even if I called my mom to say I was married, she wouldn't care. I bet the only reason she knows about my marriage is thanks to my status on social media. It says that I'm married to Tobias Ford." I stroll into the kitchen while talking. "Yes, I am happily married to Tobias Ford. Perhaps you know who he is." My husband in question smiles when he sees me entering the kitchen. He barely wears any clothes due to the warm weather. And I admire his courage to make bacon without a shirt. Is he even human? Tobias's lips part when our eyes meet, but he closes his mouth when I point at the phone. Instead of talking, he pulls out a chair for me, and warmth enters my chest. He is so thoughtful. I smile broader, and then I'm forced back to the phone call when my mom raises her voice. Of course, I know who Tobias Ford is. Your husband is the wealthiest man in the country, and I couldn't be more proud of you. Finally, there is money to go around in the family. Good work. A wave of discomfort passes through me. Why does my mom sound so happy about Tobias's wealth? It's his money, not mine. Even though we are married, I don't consider even a part of it mine. Spending it without his permission doesn't feel right, and I would much less share it with my mom. Wait a goddamn minute. Is this why my mom is calling me? Anger coils in the pit of my belly. My mom heard that I married someone rich, and of course, she has to call me because suddenly there is something to gain from keeping in touch with your daughter. Money. My mom continues to talk about things she would like for her upcoming birthday, and I am boiling. I don't even notice that Tobias has put a plate down in front of me before I feel his hands on my shoulders. You are tense, Tobias whispers behind me. It's a statement, not a question, and I shudder when his fingers sink into my skin. Within seconds, he massages most of my anger from my system. I relax in the chair and return to the phone call. Mom, I have to go now, we can talk later, okay? I need to get some food into my belly. No, wait, I was calling you to say I am coming over. You live in that big mansion, right? I want to see it. I've booked a plane ticket. And everything. It will be so much fun seeing your new house. My mom is coming over. This is just getting worse. We can talk about this later. I have to go. The wind, bad reception. Tobias is now making wind sounds behind me, and it takes everything in me not to laugh. I love this man and his humor. My mom, however, is growing suspicious. Is that a hissing cat in the background or something? What did you say? Mom, I'm sorry. I have bad reception. I can't hear you. I don't have a cat. I end the phone call and place my phone on the table, exhaling loudly. Tobias chuckles in amusement behind me. I didn't hear what your mom was saying, though it must have been bad for you to look like that. No offense, Lau, but you look like you've seen a ghost. I'm blushing faintly from Tobias calling me Lau. I told him I secretly liked that nickname when we were watching stuff on the TV. Tobias isn't Irish, so the accent isn't there, but his voice is sexy enough to pull it off. It's more like I heard a voice rather than saw one. I comment, I'm sorry. I know how hard it can be to deal with parents. When my mom calls, I sometimes turn off my sound. I gasp. But your mom is so lovely. Ritva is like the coolest, most affectionate parent ever. Tobias grunts. Which is why I have to ignore her sometimes. Yesterday, she called me in the middle of a board meeting. 10 times. I thought something had happened. So I excused myself only for her to be excited about some amaryllis being on sale. Oh my god, are they on sale? Not you too. Tobias walks over with a frying pan filled with bacon, and without asking, he shoves some down on an empty plate beside my pancake one. He always goes all out on breakfast, which is why I'm going to become fat. I don't work out hardly as much as he does. In fact, I never visit the gym. Maybe I should. It would probably be a good idea. I'm already starting to look rounder around the waist, and I don't want Tobias to start bullying me. Thank you. I smile sweetly up at Tobias, but then I quickly return to the flower conversation. Seriously, though, the mansion could need some flowers and color. And what about the guest house? He blinks from his seat. What about it? The walls are entirely white. And we can't have that. I look at him like he is crazy. It needs to be painted in some amazing color. Tobias's lips twitch in amusement. I suppose we could hire. Hire. I exclaim and laugh at him. Nonsense. We aren't hiring someone. We will paint the guest house ourselves. For a moment, he just stares at me blankly. Seriously, is he that afraid of manual labor? My God, what kind of pompous man did I marry? Tobias looks at me as if I'm insane for thinking he will lift a single finger. Seconds pass, and then he finally smiles and laughs at me. Okay, and when will we have the free time to paint the walls? I wag my eyebrows at him. How about we do it today? Hannah, things go wrong when we stroll into the guest house with blue paint, rollers, and other things we might need. I only set down the items before I tumble forward like a newborn calf, pushing a vase off a shelf while Tobias takes off his shoes in the hallway. No. I try to reach it in time, but the thing crashed to the floor and flies in 10 million directions. But at least it didn't look expensive. It was blue and plain and did you just break my $200,000 vase? All blood drains from my face. Fuck me. Tobias stops in his tracks, snorting. I thought we weren't doing that. You said you wanted to paint. I can't respond to his bad joke. I'm going to be sick. I'm already fighting the urge to throw up all over Tobias's floor, which also probably costs a fucking fortune. Slowly, I turn his way. Don't even joke. The humor leaves him, and he sighs. You're right. That vase was very important to me. This is not a joking manner. Shit. I take a deep breath, weighing my options. I could start working at the hotel again. Tobias gives me a pitying look. Even then, you wouldn't be able to pay off the debt in time. It would take you forever. He is right, and I grimace. I could take an extra job. Tobias's lips twitch in response to my words, and that's when I realize something. You are messing with me, aren't you? Those eyes gleam with mischief. What gave me away? I gasp and point accusingly at him. You. I shake my head with an evil smile spreading over my lips. I'm going to kick your ass. Hannah. My name is a sing-song taunt. You're 126 pounds soaking wet. I'm not afraid. Oh, but you will be. I open the lid to the dark blue color we bought, and Tobias laughs. He probably thinks I won't do it, but I do. I dip a pencil and dot his gray sweatpants. Ha, revenge. Tobias stares at me, and then he grins, and I scream before running away from him. It's a silly game we play. We play pranks on each other and then run from the other. Whenever I run from Tobias, he catches me and throws me over his shoulder. It's no different this time, but after Tobias has tickled me and I've laughed and cried in response, we actually managed to get some painting done. I do the bottom half of the walls, while Tobias does the places close to the ceiling. I'm sitting on his shoulders at one point to paint one area. It's all very romantic, and we make a good team. The walls are all dark blue a few hours later. Taking a deep breath, I proudly puff up my chest with my hands resting on my waist. All ads by Pub Future. Done. Tobias lounges on a chair, elbows resting over his knees, arms bare, and a smug smile tugging at the corner of his mouth. Your clothes are all blue, and the color is even in your hair. Even though he is making fun of me, my pulse leaps at his dazzling smile. My lips want to smile back, but I'm fighting it. I can't jump into Tobias's arms any chance I get. We are a new item, and I need to take it easy and stop dreaming about his coke. Deep inside me, and damn, the sound he makes when he comes, shit. That doesn't matter. We got the work done, and the guest room is finally no longer white and boring. True. Tobias looks me up and down, hesitating briefly. Say, do your parents have somewhere to live in the city? Before I married you, you lived in an apartment, right? The one with the sky-high rent. Wow, this line of questioning, and I'm already uneasy. I don't like to talk about my parents, and I know where this conversation will lead. But I can't avoid it, not if I wish to stay together with Tobias. No secrets. No. They don't have anywhere to live. My mom is probably hoping to live at your place when she gets off that plane. I look over at Tobias, gauging his reaction. He is calm, so I wet my lips and continue talking. You don't have to say yes. My parents are special, special. I silently nod and stare down at the floor as I brace myself. This is the part that always breaks my heart. My parents are divorced, but they see each other now and then, and they are both parasites. Money is the only thing they care about, and both of them have expensive tastes. My mom loves jewelry, and my dad likes to play on horses and casinos. He also eats out a lot since I did all the cooking when we lived together. I think I cooked my first meal in first grade, and my parents acted like it was normal. My mom even used to get angry when she came home, and there wasn't any food. I used to make her sandwiches. So yeah, my parents have never cared much for me, and I've worked since I was 14. Cash in hand, of course. My parents wouldn't pay for my meals. By now, my heart is pounding so hard that it's getting harder to breathe. My chest feels too tight for my heart, and my hands are shaking, so I grip the zipper of the hoodie I'm wearing. Tobias looks sympathetic, which only makes me hurt even more. If he says something soothing, I might cry, so instead, I let the words flow from my lips. I know my mom and dad might invite you for dinner. They seem to be back together again. And while I love them, since they are my parents, you must understand that if they beg for money, I have nothing to do with it. Okay, understood. Tobias simply sits on that chair, arms crossed in a way that does interesting things to his biceps and forearms. He scans my face and attempts a smile. I laugh. What? You always smiled while working at the hotel and were pleasant to every guest. If someone had asked me about your parents, I would have guessed you had a pretty good and ordinary life. But it seems I was wrong. They ones who have it rough are usually the nicest. Your ability to smile no matter the situation is admiring. I blush because this is a deep conversation. I've opened up a little, and now Tobias really sees me. It's a little unnerving, and the mere thought of it is making me shy. Thank you, I mumble. And I get that you don't want me to pity you, but, in the future, I wish you to tell me these things and be open. It's nice hearing about your past and what is happening inside your head. A frown breaks over my face. Easier said than done. Opening up isn't easy when I'm afraid to get judged. I keep thinking it will somehow mess up things between us if I say too much. Really? He sounds surprised. Yeah. I grimace at how cringe my following sentence will sound, but I have to get it out there. Sometimes, I also fear that I'm being too clingy, that I'm overwhelming you, and you might change your mind about dating me if I act like I'm too much in love. I think about Tobias's late nights and those days when he is super busy and hardly has time for me. Those days, I feel silly for having missed him so much. Especially when he sometimes doesn't have time to return a hug and walks past me into the bathroom. Tobias chuckles lightly. You are being silly. You don't lose someone by loving them too much, you lose them by holding back. I look at him, stunned. But sometimes it seems as if I'm annoying you by being too affectionate. It's true that I'm not as cuddly and happy-go-lucky as you are, Tobias admits, shrugging. But that doesn't mean I don't like it. When you tackle hug me to the floor when I come home from work. Goddamn. Why is Tobias so wonderful? Now my knees are weak, and I can barely contain myself when I see the heat and teasing light in his big, beautiful eyes. I want to kiss him so badly. You like it when I tackle hug you? I ask in a low tone, a bit suspicious of this since he always pretends I'm annoying when I floor him the second he walks through the door. He smiles. More than that, I love it. Oh, my God. I can no longer sit still. I squeal and rush toward Tobias as if I'm a fangirl finally getting recognition from her idol. His eyes widen with fear, but nothing can stop me from jumping into his arms. You're so sweet. I wrap my arms around his neck and then kiss his lips faster than he can react. Tobias snorts when I place hard kisses against his lower lip. You're so violent. His words might be a complaint, but his lips are curled into an amused smile. I expect him to push me away, but those arms go around my waist, and I'm hoisted into his lap. His tongue slides into my mouth, and butterflies swarm inside my chest. Such a romantic man, how can I be so lucky? Tobias really is the best partner ever.